Yo, what's the word, boys? Welcome back. So earlier on today, Dana White announced three massive fights for UFC Noche, that is UFC 306, and it's about damn time we got these announcements. So let's jump right into it, starting off with the main event, Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili for the UFC Men's Bantamweight Championship. Incredible fight. This is an incredible fight. I thought this would be the main event for this card, and lo and behold, it is the main event for this card. And I want to get this out of the way first. For anybody that's disappointed with this card, it's your fault. It is your fault if you're disappointed with this card. After what happened with UFC 300, which was an incredible card, people that were mad at that card are just insane. When we didn't have a main event for UFC 300, the biggest card ever, and we were like 2 months away, excuse me, you should have known it wasn't going to be, the most absurd thing ever. And the people saying, "Oh, Dana White said it's going to be once in a lifetime card. This is the Sphere card, that is. This is going to be, the craziest thing ever. We needed to get, the Riyadh season to help us because it was so much money." That's simply because it's in the Sphere. It's once in a lifetime because it's in the Sphere. He never said, this fight card would be like the best thing ever. It's crazy because it's in the Sphere. That's literally why. So I'm happy with the card. People that are losing their mind, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. But let's get on to this main event. Sean O'Malley, Merab Dvalishvili. This is an incredible fight. Sean O'Malley coming off of a huge win against Chito Vera. Undeserved title shot for Chito Vera, of course, but it was an incredible performance. He KO'd Aljamain Sterling before that, Merab Dvalishvili's teammate. So there's a backstory here. There's a backstory here. It's a very closely contested fight, and stylistically, it's one of the most compelling fights we're going to get for the rest of 2024. And it is such a hard fight to predict because I do believe any other day, any guy could win. Literally, if it's Monday, maybe Sean O'Malley wins. Say it's Friday, maybe Merab wins. Early prediction, I'm going to go with Sean O'Malley. Early prediction, I'm going to roll with the champion and still Sean O'Malley. Now, it's very hard because I see it going two ways. I see Sean O'Malley either knocking out Merab Dvalishvili or, that was really weird, I'm sorry. That was weird. I see Sean O'Malley knocking out Merab Dvalishvili, or I see Merab simply dominating him. I see Merab dominating him, but early prediction, I'm going to go with O'Malley. I do not trust Merab to close the distance and, cut the space off in a safe manner, and I do believe it's going to be a similar finish to that Aljamain Sterling performance. Aljo was trying to cut the distance, and he just didn't cut the distance in a safe manner, as I said. So I do believe we're going to see something similar in this fight. Sean O'Malley, another training camp against a high-pressure wrestler, so he's only going to get better with his movement, with his lateral movement, with his takedown defense, all that stuff. And you saw Merab get touched up against Henry Cejudo, and he hasn't been known for being, the safest striker on the feet. And when you're fighting a ridiculous counter striker in Sean O'Malley, who's amazing with his feints, who uses his eyes, who uses his hips, who uses his legs, I'm worried for Merab in this fight. And Sean O'Malley is only going to get better against this style of fighter. So I do think Sean O'Malley is going to win. But at the same time, would I be shocked if Merab Dvalishvili gets it done? Absolutely not. Why would I? Why would I be shocked if Merab goes in there and absolutely dominates Sean O'Malley? Because he did that to Petr Yan. He did that to Henry Cejudo. And he did that to Jose Aldo. So if he... Holy shit. Oh my God, that was terrible. God damn. But holy shit, that was really, almost died, boys. But if Merab Dvalishvili shows an improved striking defense, if he's able, to close down the space safely, I see him winning. But do I believe he can do that for 5 straight rounds? I'm not too sure because every round obviously starts on the feet, and that's a massive advantage for Sean O'Malley. I don't want to see Merab striking with O'Malley, so for O'Malley, it's huge to just blast kicks and knees up the middle. Just make Merab think and just use your movement, use your footwork, use your feints. Just be Sean O'Malley. That's literally what he has to do, excuse me. Be Sean O'Malley and you should win this fight. But I'm interested to see the improvements that Merab makes, especially since Aljamain Sterling is in his corner. He has a guy who already fought Sean O'Malley. He has a guy who's went in a training camp for Sean O'Malley. He has a guy who's been knocked out by Sean O'Malley. My screen just disappeared, but yeah, overall, super happy for this fight. I'm surprised it wasn't announced earlier. We should have got this announcement like months ago, boys, but it's all right. Fantastic main event. Early prediction. I'm going to roll with Sean O'Malley. Moving to the co-main event. That's not the fucking co-main event. Let's find the co-main event, shall we? Holy shit, I'm an idiot. My camera's about to die. That's fan-fucking-tastic. I'm going to try to finish this off. I don't know how much battery I got left, and I finally figured out how to change the damn slide, but in the co-main event, Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko 3. People are going to be disappointed with this fight. I already know, but I'm okay with it. It needed to happen eventually, and for women's MMA, I know people hate on it, but this is a really good fight. First fight, Alexa Grasso with one of the biggest upsets ever, and then in the second fight, very close fight. You could go Grasso, you could go Shevchenko, and if you look at the scoring, and if you look at the judges, I believe, off the top of my head, I didn't look back, but one judge gave Grasso a 10-8 when he shouldn't have. It was nowhere near a 10-8, and that literally lost Valentina Shevchenko the fight. So you could argue the fight was a robbery based on the scorecards, not the actual fight, if that makes sense. But this is a good fight. Early prediction, I'm going to go with Alexa Grasso. She's the younger fighter. She's going to only get better. And for Valentina Shevchenko, I believe she's 36 years old. That's a guess. That is a guess. But I don't see how much better she is going to get. So when going into a trilogy, when they've spent so much time in the octagon together, I trust Alexa Grasso to make the improvements and just to put on a better performance in the trilogy. Now, I know Valentina Shevchenko is an extremely, extremely smart fighter, but I'm going to trust Alexa Grasso. I trust her striking more than Valentina Shevchenko at this point in her career. She was able to piece her up in both fights pretty much. If Valentina Shevchenko can get the fight to the ground, that could be huge for her. But as time goes on, as there's multiple training camps, Okay, we back. My camera literally died. I don't even know where I was. Grasso Shevchenko 3, solid co-main event. I know a lot of people would be happier if it was the featured fight on the main card. Say you move O'Malley versus Dvalishvili down to the co-main, Holloway and Topuria as the main event. People would love that. People would be so happy. But at the same time, in a few months, people will be complaining about poor pay-per-views, so we can never really win. Am I over the mood that this fight is happening as the co-main? No, but am I excited? Sure. Let's move on to the featured fight on the main card. I know how to do it, boys. Trust. It's that fucking arrow. There we go. Oh, there we go. Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopes. Rescheduled, of course. Was supposed to happen at UFC 303. Brian Ortega got hurt. Dan Ige stepped in. Diego Lopes got it done. Yeah, this is a really good fight. Stylistically, it's a lot of fun. Can Brian Ortega pose a threat to Diego Lopes? I'm really not too sure, because on the feet, it's Diego Lopes every single day of the week, in my opinion. And on the ground, of course, Brian Ortega is a very good submission artist. And even on the feet, he's improved throughout his career. You can watch his UFC debut, and then up until now, his striking has improved. He's gotten better as a fighter. But do I see him submitting a Diego Lopes? Do I see his offensive wrestling being enough for Diego Lopes? I'm just not too sure. So in this fight, I'm going to go with Diego Lopes by round 1 KO. In the pocket, I think he's so dangerous. I don't see Brian Ortega closing the distance that well. And, when they're fighting at range in the center of the octagon, I'm going to take Diego Lopes as well. Maybe Brian Ortega can do a few things, but I'm just not too sure. And then when Brian Ortega does close that distance, Diego Lopes is so dangerous in the pocket with his combinations. They're not as tight as, the Ilia Topurias with the boxing, but he has a lot of power and he lands. So I think I'm going to go with Diego Lopes by round 1 KO. And if he beats Brian Ortega, he's got to be up there for the featherweight title. Say Topuria beats Holloway. Holloway's out of the picture. You get Volkanovski maybe in a rematch with Topuria, and then you could set up like a true number 1 contenders fight with maybe a Movsar Evloev, but at the same time, Aljamain Sterling's fighting Movsar Evloev. I forgot about that. So say you take the winner of that versus the winner of this fight right here, and boom, that is the truest number one contenders fight you could get. And then in the featherweight division, we have a real layout and a real picture of what's going to go on. So I love this fight. I think Diego Lopes is going to get it done quite dominantly. I don't know what Brian Ortega poses that is a big threat to Diego Lopes. Of course, as I said, his jiu-jitsu is fantastic, but I don't know if he submits a Diego Lopes. This is not a Yair Rodriguez on the ground. Yair Rodriguez is very poor defensively on the ground. We are not talking about that level of fighter in Diego Lopes, so I'm very excited for this fight. Main event is great. I fucked up again. Main event is great. UFC Noche. We have Noche. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think we have some other fights as well. Yeah, Zellhuber versus Ribovic. Cool. I guess that'll actually be a fun fight. That's a good fight. And then Rodriguez, Osborne, okay. And I think Raul Rojas Jr. should be on the card. Overall, is it the craziest card ever? No, but if you thought it would be, it's probably your fault if you really believe Dana White. So overall, early predictions, Sean O'Malley, Alexa Grasso, Diego Lopes. I'm still very hyped for the card. Let me know what you guys think of the card in the comment section down below. Like the video, follow all my socials. Link will be in the description. Thanks for watching. Peace out.